Welcome to Fashion Neurosis, Kristen McMenamy.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Can you tell me what clothes you're wearing today and why you chose them?
Well, today I have a comme des garçons dress on. I don't know why I chose it. I had about 7 other outfits I could have chosen all lined up. And I don't know. This one came in the mail yesterday. I bought it secondhand. I put it on. I loved it. And then I thought, oh, it's too black. But I had a lot of colors. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I loved it. So that's pretty much it.
And what about the shoes?
The shoes are Miu Miu. Mm. They used to make the best shoes. They used to. They don't anymore. Mm.
Well, the dress is exquisite. I must say I was slightly worrying about what to wear myself, knowing you'd appear in something major. And
No. I could have gone. I had something that was very major and glam. I decided on being sober.
Right.
And very just plain.
Well, we're matching in black satin, even though it's kind of different garments.
Yes, we are. Same fabrics.
Mm. And you're one of the famous 90s supermodels who you've appeared on the covers of Vogue and been photographed by the most famous photographers in the world and appeared in legendary campaigns alongside Cindy and Christy, Kate and Naomi. And you're more in demand than ever. And who was your pin-up when you were a girl?
Oh, it was Janice Dickinson.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Believe it or not, she was phenomenal. And a lot of the girls, the models of that era, Janice's era, were blonde. Like blonde, big boobs, just, And she was the first one I saw that was like different. Like she looked different. And she had dark hair and, big lips. And she was just like wild. And she was my pinup, for sure.
And did you see her, where did you see her for the first time? What?
In Vogue, Vogue, whatever. Yeah, I guess more Vogue, because I lived for Vogue.
And was Vogue in your home, or did you go and look at it in a shop?
I looked in a shop.
Yeah.
I looked at a shop, but I did have some of her pictures at home, and I just stared at them. And I stared at them and I thought, she must be the happiest girl in the world to be doing this job, looking like that, a perfect life, that's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you. You're being admired by everybody who reads this magazine. Yeah, I wanted what she had.
Yeah. It's odd, isn't it? Because I've found that the more beautiful a woman is, the more insecure she tends to be about her beauty. And I've always liked to be friends with the prettiest girl in the class, so I always had that kind of, I was always sort of struck by that thing that you described, that she must be so happy, and finding what a double-edged sword it was to be that beautiful, that it seemed to be something that it didn't bring the security that I expected that it should bring.
Well, that's what I've discovered. I never thought of myself as beautiful at all. But I knew with makeup and lighting and hair, I could I could look beautiful on a photograph. I took off the makeup, took off whatever, the dress, and and I was back to being this awkward, ugly thing. And I carry that to this day, you know. I still feel like little Chrissy in Pennsylvania. I do. So the insecurity, plus as a model, you become more and more insecure. You are surrounded by the most beautiful girls in the world. I mean, that is your competitor kind of thing. Not really, but you know. And you have to stop yourself from comparing yourself to them. And plus you have then, you know, when you become successful, you know, you see them before you've like before I ever worked. I lived with a house full of the most, I mean, I walked in and I thought, my God, these women are Amazonian beauties, you know, they must be the biggest models. And I just felt so small and so what's the word? That you're not important.
Inadequate or
inadequate or yeah, something like that.
One of the in words.
Yeah, what if do you know I have a word? I always have a word at the tip of my tongue and I can't get it out. And people suggest other words. I'm like, no, I have it. So I compared myself to that. They actually weren't working at all, which is like mind-blowing for me because it's like, how can these beautiful girls? And now that I'm successful, it's keeping it up. You know, people have this idea of you, and then you have to, you can't present yourself at, well, I can't because of my insecurity. I can't present myself at a job and, you know, weigh 50 more pounds and have cut my hair and, you know, and aging is a big thing because each time, you know, you're getting older, and I am working a lot. So, not many jobs, but I'm working a lot with good people. And it's a constant pressure to keep it up, you know, just to keep it up. I mean, I was thinking yesterday, I'm in this like hamster wheel and I can't stop. I can't get off it, you know? I just want to run away to a forest in Norwegia.
Sounds good.
Is that a country?
Norway is Norwegia.
Norway.
I like the sound of Norwegia.
A Norwegian forest in Norway. Yeah, or somewhere that I just there's no presenting yourself to anyone. There's no mirrors. There's no this whole idea of being considered a beautiful woman has so many balls and chains attached to it. So yeah, I mean, I love my job. I love it, but I'm still amazed I'm here. But do I want to stay here? Yes, I guess I do. So
I mean, there seems to be something about the group of you models who were so successful in the 90s that just hasn't changed. Certainly from your audience is still fascinating, and there's all these new young people who are completely intrigued and obsessed with this group of you incredibly gifted and talented models who have everyone is so interesting, and it's your personality that also is part of your look, so that's not going anywhere. That's just increasing with every passing year, and it's so...
That's true. And I mean, what I learned is early on, his personality is, for me, it was my thing that I thought if I made people feel better, if I made people laugh, they wouldn't look so much at me, the details of anything, you know? So that's kind of my smoke screen or whatever you call it. But all the girls of that time, the supermodels, were, I don't know what it was, but we all had something. Yeah, you're right. And it was just amazing timing, amazing timing. I mean, the fact that I was working in the 90s and I'm here laying on this couch talking about it and still working is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. So, yeah, I mean, but we didn't have distractions, no mobile phones, because everybody now, the models you walk into like backstage, and they're always looking on their phones, and they're not engaging. Like we had to engage, and we had to work. You know, we had to work. There were less restrictions, less rules that they have now. Now it's kind of like, do your job, look pretty, leave. Yeah. You know, and the little girls don't have a chance to develop, because they're taken so quickly and put on this stage, this golden stage of like being the girl of the moment for the whole fashion industry, you know? And it's like, wait a minute. So I don't know what effect it has on them, but for me, it has had a horrible effect. It's like, is modeling hard work? Well, I never thought of it as hard work. I look back and think that wouldn't have been allowed now. You know, like working all through the night. We were all like, you know, walking around naked. And so it was just like, you know, a photographer would say, "Oh, you look so sexy," and it would be like a compliment, and you know, it's like make love to the camera. I don't know, but it definitely we had a good moment to. I fell in on a good moment because I wasn't one of the original supermodels. I kind of came in there, got in there as like the dark supermodel, you know, the weird looking one, and Steven Meisel. I mean, a few photographers, I can name, but Steve Meisel really created that image of me. Kind of together, we created it.
Did you do a shoot with him, and did you work with his team, like was it Garren?
Garren.
Oh, he was incredible. The hairdresser.
He's the most incredible hairdresser. And if you want a haircut, Garren is like
I had a haircut from Garren.
Best. But yeah, so Garren, when I think I just had come back from having a baby. And I won't go into that, but I just came back. And I didn't know if I was going to work again, you know? It was like, okay, is this it? I don't know. I didn't really care at that time. But I worked with Steven, and, you know, the 90s, I have, like, so little recollection. I was so drunk all the time. But I'll try. So, I shaved the back of my head the night before.
You did?
I did, and I dyed the hair black with some, you know, some pharmacy stuff. And I cut it really short, and I walked into the studio, and I had plucked some of my eyebrows out. I don't know why I did that before a job, but I did. I did. So I got it, and Garren said, "What have you done to yourself?" I'm like, "Fuck. What have I done to myself? I fucked my career." But he took his scissors and made it look like that, like a bowl haircut.
Yeah.
It was so genius. And Francois plucked out all the rest of my eyebrows.
Wow.
And
That's Francois Nars, yeah?
Francois Nars.
God.
And then Steven took my picture. It was an Italian Vogue. I'm on the cover, and I'm wearing Versace.
Wow.
And that cover is like, it's just one of those covers that I'm so proud of, because it's I'm proud of it. I love it. And I think even if it was a different girl, I would love it, because at that time, it's all in the context of the time, the history, the point in history. But before that, it wasn't. We created this kind of freak. I mean, I looked like a freak, which is amazing. I love that. I love the fact that I could look like a freak and still be celebrated. And that was new to the fashion industry, because it was like, whoa. And then, I get all this bad press and good press, but mostly good.
Yeah.
So, and that launched my career even more. I was working a lot before, but even that launched it into the supermodel status.
Because I remember meeting you for the first time, I think it was 1992 at Serge Schlumberger's house in Paris, and you were hanging out with Sandra Bernhard, and you looked a bit like her pretty younger sister. And she was sort of bossing you around. I just remember her noticing you and her.
Yeah.
And I wondered, did that happen a lot, that people impose their ideas of how they want you to be or how they want you to act?
Well, I don't remember that. Whose house?
Do you remember she was a Brazilian heiress, I think. She was quite old, and her house had been done up, and it looked like it had been interior designed by Salvador Dali. And it was one of those fashion parties, gatherings, and Andre Leon Talley was there, and it was the most incredible night, and I hardly ever went to anything like that. So I remember the detail. I remember what I was wearing, because I just
because
started.
you were sober, right?
Yeah, I was.
I find I'm amazed by the fact that you went through the whole 90s like that, sober. If I had the chance, I was drunk, if I had the chance. And there's a lot of fuzzy things. I don't remember that specific night, because it all runs into another party, into another house, into another, So Sandra Bernhard, we hung around for a while. And I don't know what happened, but like many people, they're in my life for a while and then they go. It's just the nature of the game, I guess. But I get really close to people. I was close to her, and if she was bossing me around, I was probably being bad. I don't know. I was probably being naughty.
Because she seemed like she was probably quite good at bossing people around anyway. But
yeah, I guess, yeah.
And do you remember what the first piece of clothing you became obsessed with as a child?
Oh, oh, yes. Well, I come from a family of 7 kids, Roman Catholic, with not a lot of money. And I got the hand-me-downs. But when I started to get obsessed with clothes, it was up to me to make the money to buy the clothes. And I just didn't have enough. You know, no matter what job I had, and I had a lot of jobs. Like I worked at Roy Rogers, and I had to say, "Howdy, partner. What can I get you today?" And they smile, and then when they get their food, I would get it, and then come again. You hear? It was like all that. I wore a cowboy hat, and like this like faux kind of like cowgirl dress, and made of plastic, you know. And I worked at Food Lane, sorting, taking inventory of men's trousers. Food Lane, that's like they sold clothes. I would make the announcements. Hello, shoppers. Today we have a sale on men's relaxed jeans. And then I first started out as a paper girl. The morning call. I was up every morning at 5 in the morning, or earlier, because I had to do it before school, and it was dark. I just remember being scared I was going to say scared my whole life, but I was kind of scared my whole life. But okay, I'm going around the circle. So I didn't have money to buy the clothes. I would window shop, but not just window shop. I would go into these places in the mall, because that's where you hung out, in the mall. And I would go through all the clothes like 100 times, and just look and fantasize about having them, because I wanted these clothes. Like, these clothes would make me a good person, like a better person. I don't know. I just wanted them so badly. And the one thing I really wanted was parachute pants, but they were like kind of tight, kind of like rock and roll parachute pants. And they had that slippery surface, and I just thought they were the coolest thing in the world. I never got them. But now I'm making up for it. My childhood neglect. Yeah.
And how did you manage the transition from girl to woman? Was that something you tried to control?
Well, I never got the sex talk, you know, so I had to find out.
No.
But I did get the guilt about sex. So that was quickly instilled in me. I never felt like a girl. I never felt like a woman. I never felt like I don't know why that is, because it's not like I want to be a man, but I just didn't feel good enough, I suppose. So the whole transition happened without me even like kind of acknowledging it. I don't know, you know? I don't know when I got my period. I forget. I didn't want to look too sexy, you know, because I thought I'm not right for that. I just felt was a bit of an outcast, but I don't know. I never gave it that much thought, but I never felt feminine, you know?
Did your mother acknowledge you or say you look pretty, or
No.
Never.
And when I said I want to be a model, she said, "Oh, Chrissy, there's so many more beautiful girls out there. You know, just get a good job, go to university, get a good job, forget about that. That's what I got. And I never was told I was beautiful or pretty or anything, you know?
By anyone in your family?
No, but I don't think I really was. I was gangly and insecure, and I stooped, and my hair was always in my face, and I don't think I really was that pretty. And to this day, I don't feel pretty. I don't feel pretty. I never felt pretty the whole time of the 90s. Since I started modeling, never. But behind the camera, I feel beautiful. I feel powerful. I feel like maybe because I don't feel it's me behind the camera. I'm not a character, but I'm like me, but superhero me, you know? And I just love the whole feeling of creating a picture and trying to make it an amazing picture, like the best, like a masterpiece. I want everyone to be a masterpiece. So me on the street is not me in front of a camera.
Yeah.
It's really weird that I ended up in a job, or I even wanted to be. You know, I was obsessed with being a model.
Yeah.
Like Janice Dickinson, I was obsessed, but I wasn't pretty. I didn't think I was pretty. I wasn't told I was pretty. It was just this fantasy in my head. And and then, you know, but behind the camera, I knew I had something.
Because I mean, you know, I've looked at all your photographs going back, and you were so pretty, and you still are. And but there's something in not being told it by someone, well, especially not being told it by your mother, that makes it seem like it can't possibly be true, even though you had the evidence again and again, being booked and being on the covers of magazines and being, you know, an enduring figure in the fashion world. And I think it's hard to believe in it when that person doesn't say it to you. You know, the sort of relaxed confidence of that kind of love between a mother and a daughter doesn't sort of.
Are you gonna make me cry? Okay. I was never told that by my mom. In fact, my mom, she had 7 kids, and that's a lot. That's too many, because it's like having a lot of cats. You can't give them individual attention, and she couldn't, and she didn't, and she was often frustrated with life, with all her responsibilities, and it was a different time too, you know. It was a different time, but I got very little attention. My brothers and sisters the same, and I guess you always carry that with you, You always, that's something that if it's not established early on, you're gonna feel like not worth it, I guess, you know, not worth not worth much.
I
don't know.
It's hard to believe it's not true, isn't it? Even though you know.
Well, I
isn't.
don't believe it's not true. I don't know. I know I'm a great model. I know I'm a great model. I know it. I know that I can be amazing in front of a camera and present and, and make a good photograph. But beauty, I don't consider myself in that category. Not beautiful. Definitely not beautiful. Maybe weird or different but I embrace that. So I embrace that. I want to be like the oddball, because I think there's a lot of oddballs out there, like suffering like I did as a kid and not feeling like they have a place in life because they're different from everyone else. And I want to represent them, because that was me. And it's tough as a kid, man. It's the worst as a kid. All you want to do is fit in.
Yeah. Because you've talked about your school years as being, you were a grade A student, but you've also talked about having no friends, and you said, I forgot everyone's name. That's how bad my childhood was. You said, I blocked it out. And
Yeah.
did anyone notice you were going through that?
Yeah, they noticed. Oh, you mean the kids at school noticed, and because I was so gangly and hunched over and taller than the boys, and I lacked confidence. They picked that up instantly. So I was bullied. But my parents, no. My parents, nobody, no. And I really didn't know how to even do that, go to my parents and talk to them. I didn't know. I wasn't ever, well, I didn't feel comfortable, definitely. I mean, my parents died 2 years ago, pretty much. My dad died before it wasn't 2 years ago. I always think it's shorter than it was. What, the epidemic, whatever it's called. My father died before. My mother died right after. So, what was the question? What was I talking about?
You were talking about, I was asking you, did
Oh.
anyone notice what you were going through at school? And
I still don't feel, up until their death, I never felt comfortable talking to them.
yeah.
I never had, to be in a car with my father, driving, it was like being trapped in a prison. It felt like, get me out.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't relate. Yeah. I don't know. But they're dead now, so I don't have to worry about it. It's terrible.
Because you talked about this, feeling insecure and how, but knowing you're a good model, and how does that help you to be a good model? Because you would think it would be counterintuitive, but actually it's something I've noticed in other great models too. What's your resource that would you switch on?
Yeah. Well, again, it's like I feel I have to work harder so people don't concentrate so much on my face. Like I have to kind of just be fabulous, like show the clothes and take chances. I take chances all the time. Not like, life or death kind of chances, but like, but a photograph, like do a pose that is off the wall, and it's, it's about, I just lose myself. That's what I do. I lose my inhibitions. I lose my thoughts of being anything less than amazing.
Yeah.
And I just go for it. I, I live for that. It's like those are my moments where I feel the best. It's kind of sad.
No,
but,
it's
you know,
great because you're so good at it, and it's, the
Yeah.
things, the photographs, the pictures that you've done. And I was watching the film you made with Karl Lagerfeld in 2011 called
yeah.
Tale of a Fairy with you and Amanda Harlick and Freya Bayer.
Yeah.
And these scenes, and it's, all scripted, and scenes of you lying in bed smoking, and then and somebody massaging your feet, and then you freak out at this big party. And
Yeah.
it was quite a strange film, though. What do you think Karl Lagerfeld was? What point was he making? Because it wasn't female empowerment either. It was
No.
strange.
I think Karl had a fantasy about, this life that didn't exist. And it was just like this rich woman who was kind of unhappy, in love with her nephew, and going down the drain, losing her money, and all. I don't know. You know what? Karl never. I love him. I think he's the best guy. No, not the best. The most eccentric. He was brilliant, and what he did for the fashion industry, and he had a sick sense of humor, and he was amazing. But some of his things just didn't make sense. I don't think you have to think so deep about that movie, because it was all over the place. I mean, all over the place.
It was actually quite good and better than a lot of fashion films. I mean, there was a kind of weird plot, and you were
Yeah.
so good, and Amanda was brilliant, and all the freedom and the kind of emancipation was attributed to these young guys who actually weren't very good actors in the film, and all of you women were fantastic. And but I liked it. I mean, I'm
I
picking holes in it just because there was quite a lot to think about, and sort of reminiscent of like you said, an idea about a life that actually seems very dated, or like more 1920s, with everyone having nervous
Yes.
breakdowns and becoming morphine addicts and
Well,
stuff.
I believe we shot at Coco Chanel's original house in South France. I believe that was it.
Right.
So it was, around that time, and he loved. In fact, the boy that I was in love with, I shouldn't say this, but Karl was also in love with.
That was very clear.
Was it clear?
Well, he got all the good lines. I mean, the good shot. He was the
Yeah.
golden one.
Yeah.
And all the women were having these terrible existentialist crises and being ignored by their men, or someone's husband was paying attention to someone else. It was
Yes.
like the worst party you could go to.
I know. Everybody unhappy. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because also you've been a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race 3 times. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, the judge 3 times, and then I recently did backstage with Ru, and we talked to the queens, which was so sweet. Oh, it was so good and so funny. Oh my God, I never laughed. No, really, I had a laugh on that show that one of those laughs that make you feel like so great. You want to keep going and going. And you just lose control and you're like crying. And it was like one of those because, it was like so great. Anyway, yeah, so 4 times. And how was that? Well, the judging is a bit, because Michelle Visage and Rue are so used to it. They're so good at it. And they're all saying things because you're supposed to throw things out, like, but I don't know the lingo and I just don't know how to do that. I'm not good at that. I have to face it. So I just make silly comments, that's all. And they're kind of always sexy, like, oh, you better get that. I can't do it. Give me a sexy antidote. Like, when was the last time you got that thing polished? Or that's stupid. See, I had so much fun. I love it.
Yeah, I love RuPaul. I find him incredibly witty and brilliant and so bright. I mean, the things he says. I mean, I just watch him on Instagram, but I find him. He's like a philosopher. He's so cool.
He really is.
Yeah.
Do you know, I love him as a friend. We just fell into this friendship. And I went to see him talk at South Bank. And I was like mesmerized by. He actually has such a good thing that he represents, and that his words are so enlightening and so motivating and so like helpful to people. I mean, because he's so bright, you're right, and he does it with humor, but he does it like, listen, I've been there, and he's just really. I mean, I learned a lot on that. And he is, for me, I mean, if he wasn't gay, I'd marry him. I mean, I'd have such a crush on him because it's like the mind is brilliant. And I think he's one of the best men, sorry, Warren, I ever met. I really do. I feel comfortable with him, and I don't feel comfortable with a lot of people. And I can sit in a room with him alone and feel comfortable. So that's a big test. Yeah, I love him.
Because did you have that with Steven Meisel too? Because I read somewhere that you'd said, I'd marry him if he wasn't gay.
Oh, Steven would be my number one. He's just, I mean, I had dreams about him when I took off and had the babies for years. I had dreams about him and like how he loved me, and they weren't sexy dreams, no. But they were just like, he wants me and he's holding me. And it's because he's so wonderful with women. He loves them. And the way he touches you, like, he's so gentle. And he makes you feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. The most important woman. And he's so, like, beautiful and...
And he's so quiet too. He doesn't say much,
He's
does
so
he?
quiet, but he gets it, you know? Like, when a person gets it, even though they're quiet, he's not so quiet when you talk to him after. He's not so quiet, but what he is shy. He's shy like me. I mean, I'm still shy.
Yeah.
But he goes about it differently than me. And he's so he is the best photographer of this generation, anyway. I mean, the pictures that have influence, the young kids don't know how influential his pictures were and are, but like were at the time he took them. Just, they were mind-blowing.
Yeah, totally. He changed everything. He just... And that last cover that you did with him, British Vogue 2022, your face and your everything, you just look so at ease and it's so beautiful. And he has this thing he does with a model's face where you feel like she's thinking into you and you're with her and she's with you. He really brings somebody's personality into being in that photograph.
No, he does. He does. He makes you feel, like I said, at ease because you feel beautiful, you feel important, you feel like he wants you there.
Because in lockdown, you started creating these amazing setups of photos that you then posted on Instagram, and they're the most beautiful and amazing pictures, and it's like you reinvented yourself again as, wow, what's Kristen up to? And everyone was just waiting for these photos, and you were married to the art dealer Ivor Bracker at the time, who has an amazing art collection. I remember him saying how much he loved these photographs that you did. And were any of those setups influenced by paintings that he had?
Well, it was my home at that time. I mean, I kind of lived in a museum, basically. It was like, because he showed his art there. And it was all around me every day, all this incredible stuff. I mean, there was a Picasso hanging there. There was Lucian Freud. There was like, everything was in his house. And it was like, wow. And then when I started to do these pictures, it's because I had all these clothes and I just wanted to wear them. And it's like, I started wearing them in the house, just every day. And, the kids would be like, why are you wearing that? So I just thought, you know what I'll do? I'll just like put them on and model them, And then, the house was incredible. Incredible house. The most incredible house probably I will ever live in. But it's, it came from the lockdown because Ivor and I went to a lot of events, so I wore them out all the time. And then there was, all dressed up and nowhere to go. So I thought, okay, I'll get all dressed up and get my picture taken. So my family started running away when they saw me. Because
they
it's
were
like
great pictures there. They were brilliant.
I realized when I started doing it that, hey, I can do this. Like I've got something that I didn't know I had, and I don't know, I can't put my word on it, creativity, but it was something I did not know I had, which I was so happy about, because it was like, I'm not just a model, because as a model, you kind of have to wait like a starving dog for that phone call. It's like, oh, and you're waiting for this call to say, guess what? You know, you got this big contract for L'Oreal. And, you know, I practice because I'm worth it, you know, in the mirror 100 times. But the call never comes. And then you get a call finally from your agent. It's like, oh, there's a party, you know. It's like, don't tell me about a stupid party. I want a job. And you just wait and you wait and you wait. And the thing is, while you're waiting, you should be relaxing. You should be living your life. But you can't. You can't. Because every day it's waiting for that phone call. I didn't want to wait anymore. Like, I wanted to be able to just do something that I could do by myself without somebody else's approval of me, you know? I didn't think it would get so popular, but it did.
It did, yeah. Because also you've had quite alpha boyfriends and husbands, and do you go loud or quiet when someone's overly focused on you?
It was different with each husband. Each husband, I think the first time I got married, it was like he was my father, like, and took care of me. He wasn't like my father, but, you know, he was like a father that took care of me, paid all the bills, because as a model, I never did any of that. I had no concept of reality. My agents took care of everything. I didn't know how to pay a bill. I didn't know how to look at a bank statement. I knew nothing. I didn't know how to clean or anything. I was just a complete kind of invalid in a way. So I became very subservient. And as soon as I stopped modeling and moved to this like suburban London area, I felt like I was in a criminal, you know, protection.
Witness protection.
Witness protection. I felt like I was living like that. Like I was taken from here, Paris, you know, glamour, boom, and boom. Mother, you know, talking to the parents outside the gate, waiting for your children to come. I was like, it was just such a different life that I didn't know how to live it. So I was pretty quiet. Pretty like passive, I would say. I didn't know who I was, you know. It was like I didn't know. So progressively with Ivor, yeah, I had more fun because I was definitely finding myself. And now I'm just hoping that, you know, that I'm not quiet with Warren at all. I think I know myself, or know my worth, I guess. Not my worth, because I'm always insecure. I know my I guess myself, if this is myself, I guess I know myself. I don't think anyone gets to know themselves. I don't think so.
I suppose we keep changing so you get to know this other bits of yourself, which is kind of enjoyable, isn't it?
It's kind of interesting. Yeah. But when somebody says they get to know themselves or I don't know who the hell I am. All I can say is, like, when I'm at home, I feel, definitely feel better. And I can eat the way I want to eat. Like Ivor made you have the fork and the knife and the whole setting for lunch, for dinner. It was like, now I just put I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I just eat it there. I don't care if it goes everywhere. I don't care if it's all over my face. It's like so enjoyable. It's like, there's no rules, like no rules. So I want to keep it that way.
And if you fancy someone and don't like something they're wearing, does it kill your attraction?
Yes. Well, I wouldn't fancy them.
Right.
No way. I would not fancy them. It's so superficial, but it represents that person.
Yeah.
For sure. For me, no. They gotta be dressed the part if they want to be my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw Warren, boy, he was hot. He was like a suit, but a really good suit, not like all the rock and roll chains, a shirt, you know, old shoes with the pointed tips, and yeah, he looked good.
Yeah. He knows how to dress, doesn't he, Warren
Well,
Ellis?
yeah, he knows how to dress, but now
Yeah.
he's going crazy with his Adidas and Yeezy sneakers and stuff. I'm like, oh no. I hope he doesn't give up, because if he starts wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt and a baseball hat, he's out. No, he's not. But, you know, it's like, if he showed up that way when I first met him, he wouldn't be with me.
Because I bumped into you recently. We were coming back from Paris on the Eurostar together, and you were reading me some of the writing that you were doing, and it was really good, and it stayed in my thoughts a lot. It was, you read me out of this journal that you were keeping, and it was like a road movie and very immediate. And how did you know how do you know what your voice is as a writer?
Well, originally, I had a ghostwriter come in from LA, and she spent 3 days with me and then went back and wrote a chapter, and it came back and it was hollow. You know, it might have been good writing, but it was hollow. It was just nothing there. And then I thought, well, she can't write my biography. She cannot do it. I have to do it. I'm the only one who was there with the thoughts, with the feelings, what I saw, you know, what I don't remember, and it's my voice that if somebody else did write it, people that know me would know in a second. It's like, it'll be too sterile. So I just write it the way I think it. And I don't know if it's just the way I speak. So it's all I have at the moment. So that's what I do. I just like, if in that, I kind of put myself in that moment again, what I'm going through and what my mind is saying to me when I'm going through these things. And I put that in because it's like, oh, fuck, he did it again. Fuck. I'm an avid reader, so I just love reading so much. Like, reading is my escape and it's better than a Netflix series, you know. It's like so good. When you get a good book, but
What are your favorite books?
well, the one that inspired me to write my book was Demon Copperfield.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that book.
What's her first name? Kingfisher is her last name. And I read it, and it's about a boy. It's incredible that it was written by an older woman, but it's about a boy in the American foster system. And she writes the way he is thinking, is talking, is, you know, what he's going through, what he's, so I just loved it. I loved her style. You felt like you were living with this person. You felt like you knew what he was. It was so good.
Yeah, gosh.
But I want my book just to be entertaining. I want people to want to go back to it, because that's the fun of a book, when you want to keep going back to find out.
Well, what you
more stuff.
described to me was so cinematic. I'm still waiting for the next bit, and it was really exciting. So I hope you'll carry on with your writing
Every day.
Really?
Every day I sit down.
Oh wow!
And if I get half a page, I get half a page. If I get, you know, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's a good day. But every day I have to do it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Kristen
McMenamy,
for being on Fashion Neurosis. It's been so much fun to hear some of your stories.
Thank you, Bella. It's really great being here.